Hello from your state capital. I'm Jim Moeller, and I'm very proud to help represent Clark County here in the legislature. While we're in session this year, I'm sharing these regular TV updates. And as always, I thank you for sharing your ideas and thoughts about what's going on up here in Olympia. Your comments help me do a better job representing our communities and neighborhoods. Now, just a few days ago here in the House, we passed this year's first significant budget measure. This legislation, the Early Action Savings Bill, makes early cuts to the current operating budget to save money in the upcoming new operating budget. Now, between today and June 30th of this year, the Early Action Savings Bill, which I'm co-sponsoring, would cut $636 million out of the current operating budget. The new operating budget is the big budget that we must pass later this session, and it takes effect on July 1st of this year, which is the start of the 2009-2011 biennium. It's very unusual for the legislature to take such a huge budget step so early in a legislative session. But the $6 billion revenue hole we face is a very unusual budget nightmare, to say the least. And the economic hard times confronting families and businesses is, to say, at the absolute least, unusual and devastating. For sure, the economic hard times and devastation confronting many hundreds of thousands of Washington people demands that we get down to the inevitable, hard, and devastating choices sooner rather than later. The sooner we cut these inevitable cuts, the more money we can save later. Certainly, we can talk and debate and argue all day about the past, about how much of this crisis could have been averted if we had made different decisions in previous budgets. But this crisis didn't come to pass because of previous budget bills we've passed. All one has to do is take a look at what's happening across our nation and around the world. If we expect to have any realistic shot at moving forward tomorrow, we need to talk about today, the here and now. This budget isn't the end of the discussion. No, not hardly. It's really only the beginning. When we do adopt a new operating budget in a few months, no one is going to be happy with the level of cuts we make. Unlike at the federal level, a fair amount of bipartisanship, so far at least, has characterized our State House approach to the compulsory tackling of unavoidable large budget cuts. The final vote on this initial legislation was a lopsided 83-13. In fact, I'm optimistic that we can continue the work of answering the economic nightmare in a bipartisan way. After all, we didn't lurch into this fiscal hole as Democrats or Republicans or Libertarians or whatever, and we're not going to climb out as a party partisans either. I'll keep you posted on our budget work and other legislative matters in the weeks ahead. But again, let me emphasize how much I appreciate your interest in the legislature, in the state government in general. Thanks for tuning in to my report today. I'm Jim Moeller, and you'll see me here again soon.